Hello YouTube, I Fix It All here, Team I Fix It All. I think this will be my final video on Staghorn Sumac. I think I cracked the code. But the primary focus of this video is, I gotta say it again, I don't think I've emphasized this enough. Determining which staghorn is ready for harvest. All right, hang tight. By the way, after almost 100 days of no real rain, we needed it. Taters are about done. So when you go to look for sumac, like there, those trees, you want to find a sumac that looks as though it won't look eye appealing. It'll almost look flawed in a way. And I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. I don't know if the camera is going to give this justice or not by comparison to this guy. All right. Can you see the difference? I'm on my wood splitter. In coloration. This one's lighter. And let's go out here somewhere. Lay it on my thing here. So this is not showing any berries at all. This one is borderline, but it also has the blackened look to it. Like there's, on the edges of the berry fuzzies, there's a bunch of, it looks like darkened areas. If you look at this one, all the coloring is even. There's no transition at all. Think of it as a sunburn. Let's go get another one. All right, so I think I found a better example to show the color transitions. Light, a little darker-ish. You can almost see which side was facing the sun. Because I think these are light-driven as far as when they're ripe. And this one's got blackened areas all over it. When you see it going really deep burgundy, but it's obvious here, you can see that's not ready. A lot of times when they're really super ready, you can see each individual berry trying to pop through. Let's see if I can get an example of that. Having trouble with the lighting in here. Now that I've learned what I've learned, I can now determine which one of my sumacs I have harvested is likely not going to have a lot of strength, like that one. It's all within the boundaries of a light red, and there's no blackening, no whereas I don't think you can. I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about. When do you harvest? Which ones are ready? You know? Gosh, look at that one. Compared to that one. Okay. This is working, by the way, my hanging things up and letting them dry. Alright, so, dang it, 4 minutes in. I took a longhorn sumac, and this is how I made my tea last night. Let me back up. Do not use dehydrated staghorn sumac. Do not use dehydrated staghorn sumac and break it up and store it back and try to steep it, because it's just going to have this exponential bitter aftertaste that is somewhere between a hybrid of bitter and burnt, if that makes any sense. Because sugar made it worse. Although it was a tolerable drink, it reminded you of when lettuce gets too big and you can't get past the aftertaste, where you got lettuce that tricks you in the beginning for a good 3 or 4 seconds, and then all of a sudden there's that bitter aftertaste. All right, so when you get the Staghorn Sumac, make sure it's sticky. You can see some berries and it looks like it's going bad, like it's got some blackening on the edges. All right. And what I did, here's what I'm going to do from now on to make this Kool-Aid, lemonade, or tea. I'm going to put my whole, this is what I did last night. I took the whole Staghorn Sumac and put it in my coffee pot. And I got a bun, so I just poured water in and water came out. And it steeped. And from that point, it's a hot tea, really, really, really fast. And then I just added a little bit of sugar and drank a couple of cups. But I made sure not to get all of it gone. I saved some back and I put it in a pitcher to where it ended up being like almost 1.5 quarts in a 2-quart pitcher. And I just added a little bit of water to that. Basically, I had a full pot of tea, unsweetened, put it in the 2-quart pitcher, and then added a little bit of water to thin it out a little bit, and then I added a 1/2 cup of sugar. And that's what it is. So you say you heard me say I put the whole Staghorn Sumac in the coffee pot. Well, obviously, I took that hot liquid and I ran it through a strainer / coffee filter into another container. And then I put it in my Kool-Aid pitcher, added a little bit of water and sugar, and that's what I'm drinking right now. And it is wonderful. It almost has a aftertaste of tangerines. Now, that Staghorn Sumac that was ran through the coffee pot and steeped and brought over to the Kool-Aid pitcher, that's what I'm drinking right there. But I extracted that same Staghorn Sumac, and this has been in for probably 8 or maybe 12 hours. I just brought it outside. We're finally getting rain after almost 100 days. Brought it outside to get a little bit of sun, and the liquid is starting to change color. I'm going to see if I can get a second serving out of that one Staghorn right there. All right. So what did I learn? Don't use your dehydrated sumac as a way to put it into some sort of tea bag or coffee filter or something, and don't try to steep that stuff, because it's just going to have this undescribable, weird, bitter aftertaste that's closer to overgrown lettuce than anything else. A quick way to not have to do this whole sun tea business is just to throw your whole Staghorn in your teapot, coffee pot, whatever, electric, and let it steep in that and get hot. Then remove the Staghorn, transfer the liquid through a straining measure. You strain the liquid and get it into a final container, and you determine how much of what sweetener you want to use. That right there is just wonderful. It almost looks like the same color. The left, my got grass on there. My tea container is a little darker than that. This, I remember on my previous video, I liked round 2 of the Staghorn Sumac more than I did round 1. I'm the reason I'm doing this, running this through a second time, I want to find out if this produces that same tangerine flavor. So, there you go, guys. Choosing your Staghorn Sumac is important. I just got zapped by the electric fence, dang it. I've got another tree. I'm going to be... I got millions of these trees down here. But I'm going to be micromanaging this one right here to the side of my house. And I'm going to be boxing up all that and shipping it out to someone who will enjoy it. But in my opinion, here we go again, babbling, but the sun comes up over there, passes over that way, and goes that way. This sumac tree is partially shaded. What this means is, if I grab a hold of one of these guys, I will see that there's very little blackening going on. However, there are a few that have some blackening going on. It's raining, so there's dew pebbles. But I will pick a whole bunch more. God, I'd like to get those in the top of that tree. Been trying to figure out how to do that. I gotta make a tool, like one of those telescoping poles I have, but I don't have the chopper blade that goes on the end. That would be ideal to get those down for Moonchild, and get her a box of sumac and send it down south. Alright guys, that's how I finally decided this is how I'm preparing my sumac. From now on, when I do sumac, the whole the Staghorn sumac goes in the coffee pot, run water on it, let it steep for about an hour, strain it, transfer it, sugar it, save the same Staghorn back. I could rebrew it through the coffee pot again, or take it outside in a jar and add your sugars or sweeteners or whatever at will. Take her easy. See ya. Bye.